My name is Josephine Krowinski, and I was born in Boston, Massachusetts in my birthday is 12/30/20.
Wow.
What else?
So how old are you?
92. Okay.
Audience.
Medical Army Surgical Hospital. And I worked with that in Korea and was the 8209 MASH. But I was 8209. 209 MASH.
What does that mean?
It means the number they gave him.
Oh, okay, the MASH.
Of the MASH. Okay. But what I was attached to, my voice.
1809.
8209.
8209 MASH.
Okay.
Yeah.
But in Korea, I was attached to the 160th neurosurgical unit.
Mm-hmm.
And what we would do, we had, there were 2 doctors and 3 corpsmen and me. Mm-hmm. And what we would do is we would be called to different MASH units to operate on any of their head cases. Mm-hmm. And that's what we do. We didn't stay too long at the 8209 MASH because we'd have to get get into our G-Pack, our surgical instruments, and go to these different MASH units in Korea.
From when to when did you actually work as a nurse in the MASH in Korea?
I gotta look it had to be 1950.
1950.
Yep.
Month? Do you remember?
Month. It had to be. I was recalled on Thanksgiving Day in 1950, and then they proceeded to, make arrangements to send me to Korea.
Okay, so, and then when did you leave Korea? 1950.
I'm trying to think.
How long did you stay there? Year? 2 years?
A year, I guess. A year or 2, I guess.
Okay. All right, so let's go from there. Now you don't have to look at it. Wow, so you born, could you repeat that? When you born?
I was born on December 30th, 1920.
1920?
Yes.
So you went through depression too?
Yes, I did.
Wow, you were in elementary school?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How hard was it?
In the school?
I mean, during the Great Depression.
Oh, it was bad because my father was ill, and my mother, and I think my father died in I forget when, in 42. So my mother had to take over his business to support us, and she had 4 kids. We moved to Dorchester from East Boston.
Rochester, New York?
No, Dorchester.
Dorchester.
Dorchester, Massachusetts. And we went to Train Street, and right at the foot of our street was the basic public school we all went to.
Okay.
So it was very, very easy.
So how you became a nurse? Tell me about it. What school did you go when you began to work as a nurse?
Okay, I went to Boston City Hospital. I graduated and got my RN in 1942. And
since then you became a nurse?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. I graduated and then I took my exams and was a registered nurse.
You joined July 27, 1942.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was it. Yep.
So repeat that. 1942, July 27th.
July 27th, 1942.
You joined the Army.
I joined the Army.
And what happened to you? Did you get any training?
I had my training.
In the military, what kind of training did you get from the military?
Oh, No, from the military. Not as an Army nurse.
Right.
We were all trained. We were registered nurses. That's what they needed, and that's what we.
So you didn't get any special military training, right?
No, well, not really. I can't think of any.
So did you stay in the United States or did you go some other country?
Okay, I went to some other country. First, when I first went in, they sent me to Iceland for about a year and a half.
Uh-huh.
And from Iceland, I went to England. And then I was discharged in 1946. It was just like going from my training hospital to the regular hospital.
Mm-hmm. How much were you paid monthly?
I don't know. Whatever. Because I went in as a second lieutenant.
Oh, you were?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And then I got promoted to a first lieutenant.
Uh-huh.
And I don't remember what I got paid. I used to send my money home to my mother.
Oh.
Because she needed some help.
Right. How was the life in Iceland, for example? How long did you work, and did you have a house or apartments, and what did you do during the weekend?
No. Okay, we lived in a barracks, all the nurses. And as I say, the work was the regular nursing work, like surgical patients, medical patients.
Mm-hmm. What did you do in the weekend?
Oh, the weekend.
When you were off duty, what did you do?
Either stay in the barracks.
Just stay in the barracks?
Yeah, or go out.
No fun at all?
No, well, fun. We'd see other people, and I guess there were people to go out with. And some of the officers we'd go out with.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You didn't go out with any officer?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
Yeah, I did.
Mm. Was it really hard?
I didn't find it exactly hard. It was something we knew how to do. So we just worked. I mean, work needed to be done, so we just did it.
Mm-hmm. So, then what happened? How did you end up going to Korea?
Korea. Okay, I joined when I got out of the Army in 46.
Mm-hmm.
I joined the reserves.
Mm-hmm.
I was at the Army Reserves, and they recalled me when we got involved in the Korean War in 1950.
Mm-hmm. Were you married at the time, or?
Yes, I was.
When did you marry?
Oh, say, I've been married twice, by the way.
Uh-huh.
I got married. Let's see. I guess I got married when I wasn't in the Army, when I was with the reserves. That was it.
Was that Army officer you married to, or what?
No, it wasn't, no.
Did you know anything about Korea?
No, I did not.
You never learned anything about Korea?
No, absolutely not.
What was your reaction? What did you feel when you were called to serve in the Korean War?
You know, it's funny, because I know that the Army would send us where they wanted to. And when the call came for us to go, we just went. There was no question in our minds.
You were not afraid?
No, not at all.
You were in England, but you were not in the battlefield, right?
No, we weren't. No.
Right. So it's getting more dangerous there in Korea.
Yeah, I know, but remember now, we were well taken care of. I mean, there was always some GIs that were overseeing us, see that the nurses are all right. We really were.
Were there special unit only taking care of the MASH?
No, not really special unit. Just the ones who were part of the MASH took care of us.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Oh, you mean the military doctors inside of the MASH?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were they nice to all girls and nurses?
Oh, yeah, they were. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So tell me about it. How did you went to Korea?
I drove I drove from Massachusetts to California, and then checked in.
You drove by yourself?
No, my mother was with me, and then an aunt. So I had and another nurse. There were 4 of us in my car.
Must be fun.
It was fun. And then what happened is we put the car in storage, and the nurse and I were sent over, to the Army overseas, and I guess my mother and then the other friend, they took the plane back to Boston.
I see.
So
you went to California or Oregon?
California. We
Okay.
left from California, and we were flown from California to Korea.
To Korea?
Yeah.
That was around end of 1950?
Yes, it was. It was, yeah,
Mm-hmm. And how many nurses were in the airplane?
I can't remember. I can't remember how many, but I know that I was there and the other girl that went with me. We came into Korea, and we stopped off in Busan, and then we were transferred to this MASH, the 8209 MASH, which is sort of mid-Korea. And that's where I met up with the 2 doctors